What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch. Damn, hope everyone is doing phenomenal tonight, man. Hope you guys have had a great week. Hope you guys are looking forward to a great weekend. You guys already know what time it is, baby. Time for some live Week 7 Fantasy Q&A. So, y'all know what to do, man. Hit that like button on the way and hit that subscribe button. Of course, if you are new to the channel, hop in the live chat. Let me know what you guys need, man. Starts, sits, ads, drops. How was the Christian McCaffrey trade? Effective DV guy talked about Christian McCaffrey last night. I know everyone has already talked about it already. I know this is old news at this point, but I have not been able to stream or put any content out since Christian McCaffrey was traded from the Panthers to the Niners. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Roster confidence, roster non-confidence. Let me know what you guys need. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk some fantasy football tonight. So like I said, hit that like button, man. We'll go ahead. We'll hop right into it because I'm a minute or two late here. All right, Panthers have traded Pro Bowl running back Christian McCaffrey to the San Francisco 49ers in exchange for draft picks. So second rounders, third rounder, fourth rounder, giant blockbuster trade, right? The Niners gave up a lot of leverage here to acquire Christian McCaffrey. It's definitely an interesting trade, but hey, like, I know McCaffrey's 26 years old. I know some would argue that the running back position has trended downward overall, or at least, you know, the way that teams evaluate the running back position. But, you know, Christian McCaffrey is Christian McCaffrey. Like, when healthy, I mean, absolutely the best player on the field, right? So I'm not against the trade for Christian McCaffrey. I guess from a fantasy perspective, right? Like, you know, I've already gotten questions like, do I start Christian McCaffrey this week, right? And how does Christian McCaffrey being on the 49ers affect his fantasy value? I guess are like the two big things I've gotten so far, right? So like Christian McCaffrey's value, I don't think changes at all for me. Can this be worse than the Panthers? I don't think so. Even with Kyle Shanahan as a head coach, even with Jeff Mitchell around, even with with Jeff Wilson around and Eli Mitchell coming back from injury, I don't think it negatively impacts Christian McCaffrey at all. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. I really believe that. And I think Debo, interestingly enough, I don't think Debo will be getting as many handoffs. You know, I don't know. Do I know what Kyle Shanahan plans to do here? No. Does anyone know? No. I mean, like, he's a very unique offensive mind. So I think it's best to sit back and see what happens. But ultimately, I feel like Christian McCaffrey is going to be just fine from a fantasy perspective. Should you play him this weekend? Probably not. But maybe in the flex. Like, don't you feel like, you know, the Niners are going to try and get him to score? You know, I don't know if he has a massive ceiling since his first, you know, game with the team, right? But the Chiefs have been really bad against the position. I think the Niners keep this game competitive. So I think McCaffrey has some value this weekend because he's Christian McCaffrey, you know? But you might want to be a little bit hesitant. I don't think you need to necessarily bench him, but you might want to put him in like a flex position and expect a low ceiling, right? Donta Foreman or Chuba Hubbard? I don't know, guys. I really don't know, right? I don't think anyone knows, right? I think anyone who tells you they know Foreman or Hubbard are going to be the starting running back for the Panthers moving forward, I don't think they really know, right? Most people are leaning towards Foreman. He looked really good in relief of Derrick Henry last year, but the Panthers really tried to, you know, integrate Chuba Hubbard last year as well. So I think it could really go either way. I think it could be both of them. And yeah, the Panthers offense just took, I mean, they're already bad. They took a massive slap to the face. They're going to be even worse. So, like, do I see a great fantasy potential from those two running backs? No. But if you're hurting at the running back position, I mean, they're already probably picked up in your league unless you're in a smaller league. Like, yeah, it's worth the gamble, right? It's worth the gamble to pick up one or the other. But it might not work out. That's what you have to keep in mind. So, the other aspect is that DJ Moore is probably worth picking up if he got dropped. Like, DJ Moore got dropped in fantasy leagues, you know? There's no one else on this offense at the moment. And past this weekend, DJ Moore is probably going to get traded. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows, right? We've heard that buzz as well. So, if DJ Moore gets traded to a better team, DJ Moore's probably going to be pretty good because he is a good receiver. He's just been with bad quarterbacks on the Panthers. So, lots to dissect there. A fun trade at this point in the season. Really spiced things up. Really spiced up the fantasy community. This broke like a minute or two before last night's game ended, and I just haven't been able to put any content together. So I want to talk about it with you guys and kind of my initial reactions. I had been reading like an hour or so before the game, on Reddit, that the Niners were the top contender to acquire Christian McCaffrey. And I didn't really have, I didn't think it was going to happen last night. So, anyways, Christian McCaffrey is a San Francisco 49er, if you guys did not know. I put that on Discord, and you guys took me seriously, but I was just joking on Discord. I knew everyone knew by now. But there you guys have it. There's my kind of initial fantasy thoughts and reactions to that. All right, I'm going to hop in the live chat. I know the chat's already popping. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight, guys. Hit that like button for me if you guys haven't done so already. Hop in the live chat. Let me know how everyone's doing, guys. It's Friday night. How's everyone doing, man? What are you guys looking forward to this weekend? Are you guys excited to watch some NFL action outside of the Niners and Saints? And let me know how you guys feel about your rosters, about your lineups. Let's talk some fantasy football, baby. Let's have some fun tonight. All right, Emil in the house. What's up? Appreciate you being here. Hello. Anthony, what's good, my guy? Have some tough choices for one of my leagues. Start 3 in full PPR. Godwin, Hall, Walker, Pierce, Jamon, Raw. Woo. I go Hall and I go Walker, and I'm probably going Dameon Pierce. I like Godwin a lot against the Panthers as well. But, I just think those 3 running backs just smack your opponent in the face. Hall, Walker, and Pierce. You could consider Godwin over Pierce, but, Hall is just a must-start right now. Walker has a phenomenal matchup. I think he's a must-start on the week. And Dameon Pierce is playing phenomenal. But Godwin's got a really good matchup against the Panthers, so he's worth starting. I think Amon-Ra gets sat here because the Cowboys have been good against position, and Amon-Ra's not too far removed from the injury in a bad game. So I would, if it was my roster, I'd just go Hall, Walker, and Pierce, but Godwin's fine too. Sport Dog, what's up, man? What's up? 8-team half PPR. I have Geno Smith as my bye week quarterback, but checked and these QBs are available. Garoppolo, Danny Dimes, Carr, Matt Ryan, or T-Law. Should I try one or stay with Smith? I think Smith is just fine. There, man. I do think that Jimmy Garoppolo is a pretty safe floor on the week. And Trevor Lawrence, Derek Carr, these are all safe starts. Believe it or not, the Texans have been pretty good against opposing quarterbacks, and the Giants aren't bad either. So the Chiefs have not been great. But the Chargers, Seahawks game, I'd probably go Geno Smith or Jimmy G, but I think Smith is fine. I would trust your gut there, but I think all those guys are in the streaming conversation for the week. Matt Ryan, Trevor Lawrence, Derek Carr, Danny Dimes, Garoppolo, they're all fine streams, but I probably go with Geno or Garoppolo. Any of those guys could outscore each other, it's a toss-up there. So I just trust your gut. Try not to overthink it, man. Cameron, what's up, bro? Hello. Should I grab Claypool or Pickens off waivers? I'd probably go Pickens. See where Claypool potentially gets traded to. Sport Dog, 8-team half PPR. Wide receiver spots have Olave and Ayuk. I have 2 flex open, so I'm assuming you already started Olave. Mike Williams, Bateman, Dylan Herbert, Jamal Williams, Brian Robinson have Mixon and Eckler. Okay. For me, I'm going Mike Williams. I think he bounces back. I really do. I think Mike Williams will bounce back against the Seahawks. I think he's fine in half PPR. You probably want to consider a running back here since it's half PPR. I'll go Brian Robinson. I think he sees a good amount of volume with, Carson Wentz sitting this game out and trying to get Heineke a little bit more comfortable. Mike Evans, Aaron Jones for Lenny. Good. I'm not against it. I give Lenny. That's fine. Yeah. Especially if you can go pick up Rashad White. But he might already be taken. But yeah, I don't have a problem with that trade, man. Space Ghost, what's up, man? I need help big time. Started D-Hop. Should I start Waddle or St. Brown or flex either over JT? Got Saquon and Pierce. Wow, nice lineup. I start Waddle against this awful Pittsburgh secondary for sure. And I probably flex JT. If he's healthy, I flex JT. You can't afford to bench him. If JT's not healthy, go St. Brown. Cooks are scary. Terry is wide receiver 2. I don't know if Jairus Alexander's playing. Didn't he sit out last week? Oh. Hold on. Can't type tonight. Okay. I don't know why it's so hard to find out when defensive players are playing or not playing. Does anyone have a good resource for that? Oh, he played last week, right? ESPN player profile. I mean, this would have... He played last week. Why did I thought he had a groin injury? I still go Scary Terry for the floor. Like, him and Heineke still have chemistry on McClan. Cooks for some upside, but I just don't trust Cooks or the Texans offense right now. I'd probably start Scary Terry. Do I pick up the one Panthers running back or OBJ have a bench spot and Jerry Dubes Allen if he plays pick 2? I would probably pick up one of the Panthers running backs personally. Judy, Doobie, Keenan Allen. Go Keenan Allen and go Romeo Dubs against Washington. Romeo and Judy are both due for a good game, right? I don't like that Jets-Broncos game from an offensive standpoint for either team. Richard Glass in the house. What's up, Richard? How are you, man? Great to have you. What's up? Great seeing you, man. How are you doing? Always appreciate you stopping by, man. Always great to have you. Richard Glass, one of the OG members of the Catch Fan. All right, how you feeling about Thornton on the Pats? Contemplating Keenan Allen, but I also might slide Renfro in his place and put Thornton in the flex. I would start Keenan Allen and Thornton, personally. Like, if you're going to take the risk, I would still start Allen. I don't really feel great about Renfro this week. Like, he really hasn't done anything this year. He's technically questionable, right? And I know it's crazy, but the Texans' defense hasn't played that bad this year. Most of that's game script, but the reality is they haven't played that bad. I wouldn't start Renfro. I couldn't start him with confidence. I'd rather start Thornton. Aaron Jones or Zeke, man, I think Zeke's going to have a good game. Zeke and or Pollard. It's hard to say who's going to have the better game, but the Lions' defense has been awful against opposing running backs. I say Zeke for a floor, Jones for upside. I mean, Aaron Jones still Aaron Jones, right? J-Dubs, what's up, man? Great to have you. Shelton, tight end for week 7, Everett or Pitts? I go Everett. I love Gerald Everett this weekend, guys. Chargers. Seahawks are the worst team in the league against opposing tight ends. Go Everett. J-Dubs just stopping by for a bit. Got to get up early in the AM. No worries, bro. No worries. Appreciate you being here. Swift and or Walker. What? That's and or. Walker. Better matchup. I want to see how Swift comes out of the gate. You know, I like Swift as a flex this week, but I go Walker ultimately. Flex Gallup or Bateman. I'd flex Gallup. Good matchup for the Cowboys. James Conner and Hunter on waivers. Somebody dropped him. Who should I target? Depends on what you need more. Hunter Henry? I'd probably target James Conner. But I wouldn't throw too much money at him. Thinking of throwing Sutton in the trash. Richard, if it's full PPR, I wouldn't do so just yet. Just yet. But you can definitely bench him. Amon-Ra or Godwin. Guys, I really believe in Amon-Ra St. Brown. I do. But I just feel kind of weird about this Lions offense right now. You know? Going up against the Cowboys, they had some injuries. Played bad in their last matchup. I'm a little weary of, like, Amon-Ra and Swift. You know, Godwin's got just a safe matchup. I go Godwin, but if you really want to roll the dice, go Amon-Ra. Ash have to roll with Matt Ryan this week. I mean, he's coming off his best performance of the year, so I'm not totally against that. It's a good matchup, right? So I think the Colts are going to have a good game. Colts-Titans, always weird. Can't do 3 running backs starting Eckler already. Should I do Pierce over Walker or Hall? Oh, no. Just go Walker and Hall. I mean, Pierce is going to have a great game. Gosh. Listen, man, here's the thing, Anthony. When you have a team like that, it's like any week those guys could outscore each other. You know, just don't be surprised if one of them's on your bench and they go off. I like Walker's matchup, and I think Breece Hall you have to start, but like, you know, Pierce is ridiculous too. Like, I mean, whoever you bench is gonna have a good day. So follow your conviction there. You'll be fine, man. All right, rate my 6-player league. Team is Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Adams, CMC, Chubb, CD, Ertz, Bucker, Eagles, and Jets defense. I mean, just reading the team, it looks great. Looks great. I mean, most of your 6-player teams are probably going to look like a 10 out of 10. The real question is, what's your record, right? I mean, I love the Burrow and Chase stack here. Adams is great as a wide receiver, too. CMC and Chubb is ridiculous. CeeDee Lamb's perfectly fine as your flex. Ertz is your tight end 3, right? So, well, I guess maybe a little bit down after this past week, but still a top 5 tight end. Harrison Butker's been pretty up and down, man. You might be able to improve at kicker, right? If you can get a guy like, Nick Folk or Meyer. I mean, Myers on Seattle. I mean, like, there are kickers out there quietly making waves, and Butker's been kind of up and down. Eagles and Jets, pretty stupid. So it's a good-looking team, man, but you got to have a really good team and still get outscored in a 6-team league, you know. Alec Pierce or Myers. Brent, I like both these plays this week, but I'd probably go Alec Pierce. Yeah, I'm an Alec Pierce truther right now. But Myers playing great football. Could also grab Mooney out of the Pickens Claypool options, full PPR. I don't hate Mooney in full PPR, but, like, are you ever going to start him? Like, unless you just get hit with injuries and you have buys and, like, you just have no other... Like, are you going to start Darnell Mooney? Like, what's the ceiling? Like, 10 to 12 points. You're probably, you know, like, he's just going to sit on your bench. So, at least Pickens and or Claypool provide some potential upside, you know? Danny Dimes or Pickett for this week? Daniel Jones for sure. Yeah, Daniel Jones for sure over Pickett. I think Miami's defense is going to play well. So, I'd definitely go Danny Dimes. Got Walker and Jacobs plus Connor as my other RBs. Wow. Looking pretty good, Luke. So you'd have Aaron Jones on top of that. I think you're fine. I think you're fine to do the trade if you need receiver help. That's the biggest thing. If you don't need receiver help, I hold Lenny. Also for streaming quarterback, Jimmy or Rodgers, leading Jimmy. Yeah, I go Jimmy. It's crazy, man. Aaron Rodgers' ceiling right now is like 17 points. Like this is probably the Packers' best matchup of this season, and Aaron Rodgers' best matchup of the season. Like, keep that in mind. But you could go Rodgers, but I like Jimmy against the Chiefs this weekend. Just a safe play, right? Just a safe play. All right, let's see. Dylan or Pollard in PPR. I go Pollard against the Lions defense. Dak or Brady. I do like Brady this week. I'll go Brady by a hair. I do think Dak's going to play well, but I actually, it's interesting when you look at the position the Cowboys and the Buccaneers are in going into the weekend, right? Like heavy, maybe not heavy favorite for the Cowboys, but favorites in terms of the Cowboys and heavy favorites in terms of the Buccaneers, right? When we look at these two teams, like, they're focusing on the run game. Leonard Fournette's getting a stupid amount of touches. I think the Cowboys focus on the run game this weekend for sure, going up against the Lions defense, who's been awful against the run. Then both these teams have really solid defenses. So I think that's going to be like the vocal point for both these teams. I don't know that Dak and or Brady have super high ceilings, but I could see both those quarterbacks coming out and, still throwing 2 touchdowns, right? So, but I think the primary focus for both the Cowboys and the Bucs this weekend will be within the run game, and their defense is playing well. Unless their defenses don't play well, things could get out of hand and change, right? But that'll be my assumption overall. Spence, we can do a head-to-head, of course. What's up, Spence? I always go to war with you, man. Njoku or Kittle? I go Kittle. Njoku's fine if you want a safe play, but Kittle gives you more upside. Kittle's got another good matchup this week like last week. Would you do Justin Jefferson, Mixon, and Godwin for Swift, Walker, and Amon-Ra? I would keep the JJ side unless you're really deep. Because, I love me some Swift, and I love me some Amon-Ra, but you got to be prepared to flex those guys, especially Swift. Mixon, Jefferson, and Godwin's more stable. I mean, both sides are really good, Antonio. Space Ghost, I got you, bro. Of course, man. Too Shiesty, what's up, man? We got Gino, Henry, Chubb, Walker, Kittle, Deba, Hopkins, Pat, Suck Up. Great looking team this week, Shiesty. Not sure if Gino's your starter, if he's your streamer for the week, but like either way, the rest of the team looks really good. Really, really good. D-Hop, hopefully it's full PPR. Got you some points, right? Albert was good, bro. Susan, because it's Goff against Dallas. Yeah, that's fair. Goff hasn't played too bad on the season, but he hasn't played, like, what? Their last, his last start was pretty abysmal, right? Yeah, 6.8 points against New England. He went from 34.2 points in week 4 to 6.8 in week 5. Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. You can look at this both ways. All right, are we starting CMC this weekend? The flex is fine. Don't expect a big ceiling. But the matchup is good enough that you could flex CMC, but that's about where I keep it. Just, only been on the team for a couple days by the time Sunday rolls around, so who knows how much they're going to use them, but I think we'll see CMC play a little bit, for sure. Richard, half-point PPR, Sutton, Pierce, or Gallup. I'll go Pierce against Tennessee. Gallup's interesting too, but I'll go Pierce. I think Gallup's going to come back to life with Dak at quarterback. Secret gamble, roll the dice there, but yeah, I'll sit Sutton against Sauce Gardner and the Jets for sure. What's up, Joe? Rest of the season, Stafford or Winston? 6-point touchdowns, 10-point bonus at 300 yards. Probably Winston. Yeah, probably Winston. I don't want anything to do with staph infection right now. Should I start CD or Sun? I'll go CD Lamb. Better matchup. I'll go CD Lamb. Should I trade Debo and Ramondre for JT and Olave? You could definitely consider that. What did Olave finish with last night? You could definitely consider that. What it comes down to, right? Wow, yeah, 17.6 points. Gosh, Olave's just been so good, man. Top 10 receiver right now. It's been great. It depends. What is your confidence level in JT? I can't answer that for everyone, right? If you're very confident that he's going to get back to true form, then yeah, you should do the trade. But if not, then hold Debo and Ramondre. But Olave's played better on the season than Debo. And you could argue that, JT is a steal versus Ramondre, but I still believe in Ramondre. I think you should definitely consider this trade. But you could definitely argue this either way. Sport Dog John, Denver Jets. I think they're both great this weekend. I like both those starts a lot. But who do you think is going to cause more turnovers? I would probably go with the Jets. Denver's been they're a great defense, man. Like, we've been talking about this all season long. But so from a fantasy perspective, their defense 9, right? When we look at the Jets, their defense 10. Well, the big thing here is Russell Wilson is questionable. He's a game-time decision. Like, if he sits and Brett Ripien is out there, then the Jets are going to be a smash play, man. So we might want to pay attention. I might hold on to the Jets just because I think they're a pretty equal play if Russell plays, but if he doesn't, they're a smash play. So I'll probably go Jets for now. I have A.J. Brown, Higgins, Mike Williams, my wide receivers. Okay. Yeah, I don't think the trade hurts you, man. All right, Rodgers this week. I'm playing Tua. Hey, I think Tua's going to have a good week. I'm on the Tua time train for the week. Drew, what's up, man? What's up? Spence. Oh, okay, give me 1 second, Spence. Spencer. I'm coming, Spencer. Can I not deposit? Oh, I got a new emoji thing. Hold on, Spence, I'm coming. I'm a Dachshund now. I gotta put some money in there, Spence. Sorry, Chad, I'm coming. Alright, that update's so fast. Alright, Spence, I'm coming. Let's do a head-to-head. I hope you're ready, Spence. I'm entering. Alright, McClan, 10-player... Oh gosh, we're starting. 10-player team, Hurts, Henry, Alvin Kamara, Pittman, Cooks, Pitts, ETN, Meyer, and the Eagles, Jets. Yeah, good lineup for the week, for sure. Evan Engram or Kate Otten? I'd rather start Evan Engram. I'd rather go Evan Engram. Joe Mixon for Herbert, it definitely depends on the roster. Unless that, I mean, that's Justin Herbert, right? Flex CMC or Najee? Go CMC. Do it. Need a flex, Pickens or Gallup? I'd probably go Gallup this week. Oh, Shiesty, my QBs are Wilson, Goff, Geno. Hey, I feel that, man. I've got a league where it hasn't been great. I'm rolling a Trevor Lawrence right now. Will Curtis Samuel produce again? I'm worried he won't. I really am. We need to see how Curtis Samuel plays overall with Heineke, you know, at the quarterback position. Oh, Spence, who do I want to draft against you? Eckler. Aaron Rodgers or Geno? I mean, I'll go Geno. Geno, dang it, Spencer. I didn't think you were going to go double tight end. Oh, that was smart. I thought you'd leave one on the table. That's why I made that move. That was smart. Oh. Not giving you a stack. Dang it, I already filled the position. I wanted Josh Jacobs. Oh. Spencer, what am I doing tonight, bro? What am I doing here? Debo! Oh, God. Why do all these receivers suck? Dude, I'm going Mike Williams. He's going to ball out. Spence, I don't know what I'm doing. Lamar Jackson, Eckler, Barkley, Debo, Mike Williams. Spence has got Kelsey. He's flexing Andrews. Adams, Chase, Henry, Mahomes. See, I need to not go double QB or double running back when we do these. All right, I'll go Kittle. There's my team. All right, David Montgomery, Miles Sanders for JJ. I would acquire JJ. Currently have Najee, Walker, and Robinson on my roster. Wow, that's a lot of depth to give up. Wide receivers are Debo and Pittman. Bigfoot, I hate it. I hate to see you lose Miles Sanders. I mean, like, I think Monty and Najee are relatively similar. I hate to lose Miles Sanders, but at least you have Robinson. I mean, at this point, you're going to be starting Najee, Walker, Debo, Pittman, and JJ. So I don't hate it. I don't think it hurts you necessarily, but you do lose some. You do lose some depth there. I bet the Jets now, if you can, if Russell gets hurt, it's a lock, and the line will move to 4 or 5 instead of 1. Yeah. I think that's a great call, Spence. John, who should I start on tight end? Schultz, Ingram, or Otten? I'd probably go Ingram. Yeah, I've got a couple parlays, Spence, with the Jets with positive odds. Catch fam, let's ride. Montgomery, no Pats defense destroyed. Chubb, bad. Fair. Chat, let us know who have a better draft between me and John. It's usually Spencer. Full PPR flex. Nico Collins, Justice Hill, Duvernay. Duvernay, Cali Loco. You still abused me at tight end, Spencer. Picked up Randall Robinson. Do you think he'll start scoring more points? It's definitely possible, but we still want to be like a little bit hesitant. You want to see him in another full start here, but it's definitely possible he comes in as the wide receiver 1 for the Giants, but we want to kind of see what happens, you know. Hawk or Schultz? I go Hawkinson. Start for running back this week. Pick 2. JWJR. Will he get one more game before CMC? He'll be involved. Kenyon Drake, Robinson, Foreman. I go Kenyon Drake because Dobbins is out and Cleveland has sucked against the running back position. You could go Jeff Wilson Jr., but just know his ceiling is really capped. I might go Brian Robinson instead, Kyle. I probably have more faith in Drake and Robinson. I don't think Jeff Wilson has a high ceiling. Mariota or Fields? I go Mariota. I don't go Fields against the Patriots defense. No way. I'll go Mariota. The Bengals defense is not bad, but I'll go Mariota far before I go Fields. Spence, no tight ends for you. I don't know what I was doing that draft, man. Start 3. Etienne, Hall, Pierce, CMC, or Walker. Breece Hall for sure. Pierce and Walker. Yeah. And if you want to get crazy, flex CMC in there. But, like, you're in a really good position. Gosh, Chase, this team is ridiculous. You're in a really good position, bro. I just go Hall, Pierce, and Walker and see what happens. Start team PPR, Walker, Higgins, and Godwin. I definitely start Walker, Andrew. He's going to have a great game. I love Walker this week. He's a must start for me, guys. Chargers defense been really bad against opposing running backs, right? I go Godwin. I like Higgins a lot. I go Godwin for a floor, Higgins for upside with a little bit of boom or bust, but both are fine. Chase got Hall, Pierce, and Walker in. I stay with that, man. Thoughts on Justice Hill? Can he carve out a role? Edwards might get hurt again. Yeah, he absolutely can. Like, it's fair game in the Ravens running back, like room, right? Like, anyone can step up. Anyone can become irrelevant. It's definitely fair game. So, yeah. Spence, yeah, I mean, hey, there's $10 for you, Spence. Free donation. Gino or Matt Ryan? I probably go Gino, Nick. But you could go Matt Ryan. I'd probably go Gino, though. QB is Dak and Brady. RB is Mixon, Jacob, Swift, Stevenson. Wide receivers Chase, Hopkins, Debo. Tight end is Gittles, Njoku, and Dalton Schultz. Flex is Hopkins. Defense Jets. Kicker Tucker. So that's why I was asking. Herbert for Mixon. So you'd have Jacob, Swift, and Stevenson. That's close, man. I mean, Herbert's your QB 8, right? Where's Brady coming? Isn't he like, he's QB 14. I would say, it's tough to answer, right? I would say it depends on your confidence level in Brady. Or excuse me, in Dak. I'm sorry. If you think Dak's going to come back and be a top 10 quarterback like he was last year, then I hold the running back depth, Like, you still have a pretty safe floor out of Dak and Brady. And, like, running back depth is about to be really important as we approach week 8 of the season. Like, we're already almost halfway done. Can you guys believe that? I can't. Like, we're already almost halfway done with the fantasy season. Week 17 is usually where most people are going to end. So, it's just crazy. But, I don't know. If you have the confidence in those two quarterbacks, like, I'd probably just hold on to them and then keep the running back depth. Got pretty good receivers. You got strong tight ends. But if you're worried about Dak, then you could do the trade. I don't think it's an unfair trade, but I think I would personally, especially with Swift being up and down, In terms of his health, I might hold here. Sport Dog John, I'm using Njoku, but Everett is on the wire. 2 handcuffs. And RB. Dylan, I don't have Jones or Herbert, and I don't have Montgomery. Not sure who to bail on, or should I? I do really like Everett this week, but I think Njoku's fine. I think Njoku's still a really solid start, man. Let me check where the Ravens come in against the position. Let's see. Njoku. They're literally like right in the middle. They're 17th in the league, so he's not an awful start. If you have to drop one, you've got Dylan. Wait. Dylan or Herbert. I drop Herbert for now. You could really almost flip a coin there, Sport Dog, but I think for now I drop Herbert. And like I'm really close to saying AJ Dillon here. Really close. Because quite frankly, he's been like just so incredibly disappointing. It does not look like he's going to see much involvement. But if you're holding them as a handcuff, oh gosh, if you're holding them purely as a handcuff, I don't know, Herbert might be more valuable. It's just tough. It's tough. You could really flip a coin there. I think you have equal value in either player. Cameron, start, sit, Jimmy G, T-Law, or Carr. Yeah, I see a really similar floor and ceiling for all these players, Cameron, personally. Believe it or not, I mean, the Giants' defense is good, man. Giants' defense is good, but I do see them bending a little bit in that game against the Jaguars. Believe it or not, the Houston Texans defense is not bad. They've been good against opposing quarterbacks on the season so far. Although the Raiders' offense does look like it's starting to get better. I think the safest play here is Jimmy G. So. B. Silva, buy low players. I don't have a list per se. But we can take a look through. You can buy Najee Harris for dirt cheap. And at least get a bench running back if anything goes south. You know? I know that was like the last thing you wanted to hear, man. But I'm flipping through here. I still think you can buy Aaron. Yeah, you can buy Aaron Jones low. Aaron Jones is a good name. Depending on your league, CeeDee Lamb might be a good option. Mike Evans coming off of 2 like lesser performances. I think Mike Evans is a good name. You can buy Keenan Allen now. Keenan Allen's probably a good name to put in there. T. Higgins. T. Higgins definitely a good buy low opportunity right now. Call me crazy. Terry McLaurin's not a bad buy low because he could actually see some improvement. I mean, him and Heineke had, you know, like, I mean, McLaurin last year was still pretty inconsistent, but I don't know. I still think he's just as valuable with Heineke, and I think some people will be willing to let him go. You get Cortland Sutton, Deontay Johnson pretty cheap right now, but I don't really know if I want you to do that. You might be able to get Mike Williams cheap, which is probably smart, you know, with Allen coming back and Mike Williams coming off a 3.7 point performance against Pat Surtain. Like, that's probably a good buy low. Metcalf and Lockett coming off bad games. Just depends what position you're looking at, man. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has a bad matchup this week in a bye week. Coming off 2 bad performances. He's someone you want to leave on the bench. He gets Tennessee, Jacksonville, the Chargers, the Rams, Cincinnati, Denver, Houston, Seattle, and Denver again to finish out the season. Oh, Clyde, what are we going to do with you? Guys, I traded Josh Jacobs for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, so I don't know anything. There's a couple buy low plays for you, man. So I dropped Tyler Boyd for Kenyon Drake. Yes. For the week. Like, if you need a play for the week, Scuba Diver. You know? Kenyon Drake's a solid play this week. Browns have been really bad against position. Dobbins is out. I say yes. Jonesy TV, what's up, man? Extra analysis. Cincinnati has given an average of 15 points to quarterbacks this season. Pats apparently aren't great against the run. And Lamar ran wild against the Patriots. Mariota versus Cincinnati. Fields versus Pats. I still go Mariota. Still go Mariota. Good analysis here. I think the Patriots are going to have a really good night. I do. Good points, though. I like that. I mean, trust your conviction as always. Don't let me be the final deciding factor. So Justin Fields, let's see, in the past 4 games, 88 rushing yards, 47, 52, and 47. So let's see. So the Patriots defense has allowed 233 passing yards per game and 9 touchdowns versus 6 interceptions. It's opposing quarterbacks 6 contests this season, but really your argument isn't based on the passing game, right? Because we all know Justin Fields' pass game's not going to be great, right? But I still go Marcus Mariota. It's an interesting choice here. Marcus Mariota is averaging 15.8 fantasy points per game. Bengals are giving up 15 points per game. Wow, the stat I'm reading, Cincinnati Bengals have held quarterbacks to only 11.4 fantasy points per game this week. Wow. Yeah, that is a tough decision, man. That is a tough decision. Man, who have the Bengals played, though? Let's take a look at that. Who have the Bengals played? Pittsburgh, Mitchell Trubisky, Cooper Rush, Joe Flacco, Teddy Two Gloves. Yeah, remember? Tua, a little bit of Tua, Thursday night. Lamar and Andy Dalton. I will look at it from that perspective. They played Lamar Jackson and Tua for like a quarter. Outside of that, Mitchell Trubisky, Cooper Rush, Flacco, and that was their best performance of the year, 19 points. Tua and Teddy, mostly Teddy being thrown in the game. Lamar and Andy Dalton. I'll go Mariota. But it's not like Mariota's really outside that realm of quarterbacks, you know. But I do think that's where part of that the low points is coming from against quarterbacks. Grab Justice Hill or Drake. I go Drake. I want to go crazy with your free agent bidding. If you need a running back this week, then you might want to put more out there. But if he's available right now, depending on your league, like you should be able just to snag him up. So I wouldn't imagine you have to put too much out there. Dak, Ryan, or Geno this week? I might go Dak in that perspective. Dak against the Lions sounds good to me, man. Thoughts on my team after Brady, Jacobs, Jones, Walker, Connor, J-Rob. Man. J-Rob. We miss you. A.J. Brown, T. Higgins, Mike Williams, Evans, Kelsey, Terry, and Gallup. Team looks good to me, bro. Yeah, great receiver depth. Great positional advantage at tight end. Good bench. Gonna be starting Jacobs, Jones, and Walker. Yeah, I think it's fine, man. I think it's fine. Team looks good. What's up, Super C&B? Sit one out of Pittman, Mike Evans, and Waddle. I'll sit Pittman. Oh, God, that's tough. Pittman's got a beautiful matchup. I mean, Tennessee's been off. Oh. I might sit Evans. But it's just so hard to do so. It's always like, you know, technically he has the worst matchup here, right? As long as, I mean, J.C. Horn is questionable. But he played last week. I think he'll be fine. J.C. Horn's playing good football. J.C. Horn's like best player on the Panthers outside of maybe Brian Burns, but man, I feel like Shaq Thompson has been on the Panthers for so long. Dante Jackson's not bad either. Yeah, but J.C. Horn's playing good football at the cornerback position. Oh, man. That's really tough. I like Waddle a lot this week against Pittsburgh. And I like Pittman a lot against Tennessee. I might go Pittman and Waddle. Call me crazy. Crazy UFC fight card tomorrow morning. Morning? Oh. Let us know how it goes, Spence. Fearmouth or Tanyan? Ooh. Fearmouth based on matchup. Fearmouth has the better matchup overall. Believe it or not, Washington's been pretty good against opposing tight ends. I might go with, Fearmouth. But I don't know who's playing at quarterback. Like, when I put together tight end video, it was Trubisky, and now it might be Pickett, which is weird. Which is really weird. I might go Fearmouth here. Both are fine, though. Both are fine. Start Draker Hill. Just kidding. It was a wasted late round pick. 16-man league. Oh, wait. I missed a question, but it's okay. Draker Hill. Which Hill? Which Hill, Leroy John? Not Taysom. Taysom is already played, right? And the only other Hill is Tyreek. Just kidding. Was a wasted late round pick. Oh, okay. Okay. Never mind. I'm sorry. I get you now. Yeah, you're going Hill. Okay. My bad, man. My bad. I'm running on almost fumes today. J. Robert, Dillon, Ryan, or Tannehill? Ooh. I guess A.J. Dillon's due for a touchdown. J-Rob gets the Giants. You could flip a coin there, Bud Smoker. I mean, it's tough, bro. It's just not good either way. I go Matt Ryan over Tannehill. Got you, Jonesy. Got you, man. Yeah, I like those stats that I always like when you guys throw out like actual stats and we have a little bit of a more deeper conversation. So I appreciate that, bro. Of course. Bengals or Cowboys defense? I'd probably go with the Cowboys. Bengals are fine. I'd probably go with the Cowboys, though. Rodney got offered CMC for Mark Andrews in a 12-team full PPR. Started 5-1. Would you take that? No. I like CMC. I got nothing against CMC, excuse me. If you guys own Kelsey or Mark Andrews, I'm probably never going to tell you to trade them. Just the positional advantage you get on a weekly basis, there's just nothing like it. You know, having that tight end 1 and 2. You know? There's just literally on a weekly basis nothing like it. No. I keep Andrews. Unless you have a really, really, I don't know. Unless you have a Goddard or a Kittle, I guess. Kittle's back in the conversation. An Ertz, a Higbee, someone you absolutely trust, and you're just decimated at running back. I'm like, you got Jeff Wilson and I don't know. You drafted Cam Akers and David Montgomery. I don't know. You know, that would be my only thought. But I wouldn't do it. I would keep Andrews. What do you think? I get Kupp and Damian Harris and trade away CD, Godwin, and Claypool? Yeah, I'd do that. I mean, it depends. CEG depends on your whole roster, but I mean, if you can get a guy like Kupp, I probably wouldn't hesitate. But it depends on how badly losing CD and Godwin hurts your receiver depth. Kai Loco, sit Waddle coming off injury. Waddle played last week, and I was worried about Waddle last week. You know, he's gonna be questionable a lot, but I was worried about him with Skylar Thompson starting at quarterback, although he barely played, and just the chemistry between him and Teddy Bridgewater looked off on Thursday, and Tua and Jalen just have a great chemistry. But Waddle played last week and had 129 receiving yards, 10 targets, 6 receptions. So, and And Pittsburgh's secondary is awful, but I'm not personally worried about it. But he has been banged up lately. It's fair. What other players do you see getting traded in the NFL? Akers' next realistic destination. I think DJ Moore is obviously like the hot name right now. Chase Claypool, those two. Like, there's probably going to be one or two players we're not thinking of. There's probably going to be some defensive players too. It's like, which for a majority of fantasy leagues, like you're not thinking about that, you know. But yeah, Akers, Claypool, Moore, those are the big names. They've been floating around. I don't know. I don't think there's any other ones I've really seen floating around. It's pure speculation if I were to throw out any other names. So Akers' next realistic destination is tough to say, man. Like, is there a team that truly needs a running back? Like, maybe the Falcons? But I don't think the Falcons' issues are running backs. Like, I think the issue is just the offense in general, you know? I mean, maybe the Panthers, right? Maybe the Panthers. I'm looking through. I mean, the Panthers do need a running back, but I don't know if they want to trade anything. Like, they're just rebuilding from scratch, you know? Yeah, maybe the Broncos? Broncos, I could see in the realm of discussion. The Chiefs could be interesting. The Chiefs could always do something. The Chiefs could be interesting for Akers, actually. I mean, it's not like their running back's been playing bad, but they could always make a move. That's probably about it. Maybe the Dolphins? But they've been fine with Edmonds and Mostert. It's really, I mean, like, I had heard, like, when the Rams were in the mix to trade for CMC, like, they may have swapped, like, just as part of the deal. But, they obviously didn't do that. I also read that the Bills, were in the mix, but didn't want to give up a first rounder or as many picks that the Panthers felt like were equivalent to a first rounder. So I don't know, man. It's tough to say. Romeo Doubs or Cooks? I'll go Romeo Doubs against Washington. For running back, Dylan, Jamal, Williams, or oh my gosh. I'm not that tired. What was that? I go Jamal Williams. He's going to give you a chance to score. I don't want to start Chuba just yet. You could go Cooks, but I'd probably go Romeo Doubs. Start A-Rod or T-Law. I'll go T-Law. It's T-Law season, baby. Does Jacksonville's defense bounce back? They're still a good defense, for sure. But from a fantasy perspective, I don't know, man. This Giants offense is not playing bad. At all. At all. They're still defense 11 overall in fantasy. Yeah, I mean, I think you can... I just wouldn't expect a ceiling. I believe in this Giants team right now, man. They got the Giants, Denver, Vegas, and Kansas City coming up before bye week. Then they get Baltimore. Then Detroit, Tennessee, Dallas, Jets, Houston. They're going to have some good games. They're going to have some bad games too, though. Matt, what'd I do with Jeff Wilson? If only I knew, Matt. I'd probably leave him on your bench right now. I mean, if you need to make moves, I wouldn't. I don't think I'd drop him yet. Can you start him this week? Maybe you could flex him, because I don't think CMC is going to get a full amount of touches, and the Chiefs have been really bad against the running back position. And I think it's going to be a competitive game, but we got to sit back and see what happens, man. It's tough. Did I win or lose? I gave away Diggs and Najee for Swift, Waddle, and Devonta Smith. I know I can't start all my wide receivers, but I'm going to flip Waddle and Smith for an elite running back because I'm very thin at running back. Gave away Diggs and Najee. You lost Diggs is the main thing I look at. I hate Najee. Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. I mean, yeah, Swift over Najee for sure. Waddle's fine, man. I just hate that you lost Diggs. I mean, the trade's not awful if you don't feel like it hurt your roster, but I hate that you lost Diggs. Pollard, Mostart, and Brian Robinson at running back. Greggy D at tight end. Yeah, I would not trade. I mean, you know, Rodney. Wow. Your running backs, I mean, you must have good receivers and a quarterback on top of Mark Andrews. You got Pollard, Mostart, and Brian Robinson. And Dulcich. Yeah, I would not trade any. Like, going from Andrews to Greg Dulcich is going to be rough. Like, Greggy D, who's replaced Greg Dortch, even though Greg Dortch scored last night, is Greggy D. You know, could get up there, man. Could start to be fine and everything on a weekly basis, but we don't know that. And we do know that Mark Andrews is an absolute monster, right? So I'd probably just keep Mark Andrews. And who knows? Maybe we see a dip in production out of CMC. Who knows? I keep Mark Andrews. Tony might be traded as well. Yeah, they should. Just get rid of Kadarius Toney, man. Has Tony played at all this year? Man, I begged you guys to not trade Kadarius Toney in the offseason. Played 12% of snaps in week 1, 38% in week 2. He has 2 receptions on the season. 0 receiving yards. Just didn't have a good feeling about him, man. All right, CG, my wide receiver depth isn't the best. 14 team. I have CD, Godwin, Mike Williams, Romeo, Claypool, Zay Jones. So you think I should trade CD, Godwin, and Claypool and get Kupp and Damian? So you'd have Kupp, Mike Williams. Now the next question is, what running backs would you have, CG? Because you'll be fine with Kupp and Mike Williams. I mean, Mike Williams is going to have some disappointing weeks. But then you're going to look at the flex and have Romeo and Zay Jones, Damian Harris, and whoever the rest. If your running back depth is good, you can consider it. If it's not, then you probably have to hold and keep CD and Godwin. It's tough either way, because if Mike Williams has like a couple weeks where he's getting back to like the bust side of the boomer bust, then you might have some disappointing weeks where you're really relying on Kupp, which is okay. Like, Kupp is a monster, you know. But I don't know. That's a tough one. I'm not completely against it, but it kind of depends on the rest of your squad. Rodney, I agree. Mark Andrews just carried me to this record for sure, bro. Yeah, I keep Andrews. CG, RBs are CMC, Jacobs, Damian Harris, Donta Foreman. So you'd have to flex Damian Harris or Romeo Doubs, Claypool, or Zay Jones on a weekly basis. Like, right now, you're starting CD, Godwin, you're flexing Mike Williams, you're starting CMC and Josh Jacobs. I like that a little bit more than losing 2 receivers, gaining Kupp, which is good, but then having to rely on like Damian Harris or Romeo Doubs in the flex. I don't know, man. Let me know what you think, but I think I might hold. It's close, though, because Kupp is Kupp, man. But you lose a lot of value with CD and Godwin gone. Like, Mike Williams is a perfect flex player because low floor, high ceiling on a weekly basis, you know. And then you got CMC and Jacobs as RB1, RB2 is nice. I mean, it depends. Like, are you in a win now situation? Oh, man, I would probably hold. It's close, though. Kareem Hunt traded maybe. And D'Ernest. Hey, D'Ernest. What a monster. What a monster he was last year. Yeah, that's a good point. Kareem Hunt might be traded. Right, we did hear about that in the offseason. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys have any other players you think you might get traded, bring them up. Let me know. Kyle Pitts or Pat Freiermuth? I mean, I go Pat Freiermuth, bro. I'm not hopping on the Kyle Pitts train. I've been off it. I don't care. if he scored a touchdown. It's a decent matchup against the Bengals. Like, actually, I don't know if that's true. Last week he had a good matchup. So I told you guys start him, but I didn't like it. And of course he had a decent game. But he only had 3 receptions. Just one of them was a touchdown. So Cincinnati, they're not bad. They're not bad at all. Yeah. I'd probably go Pat Freiermuth. Cincinnati's 19th in the league. Not great. I just don't like Kyle Pitts. What wide receivers are going to be active for Green Bay? I think Cobb and Watson are out. Does this make Tonyan a start? That's a good point, man. I mean, I do think that Tonyan is one of the pass catchers that Rodgers trusts. It's just, like, believe it or not, Washington's been good against the tight end position. So, yeah, you got Randall Cobb out. I don't know if Christian Watson's ever going to play again. So, Allen Lazard is healthy. He's a great play this week. Romeo Doubie's healthy. Amari Rodgers. Yeah, that helps Tonyan. It's a great point, man. That helps Tonyan. Listen, I'm not against Tonyan. Let's see here. He was tight end 5 in week 6. Washington has allowed the 5th fewest fantasy points per game to tight ends. Cobb is out. You got Goddard, Knox, Smith, and Higbee on bye. I'm not against Tonyan. If that's how you want to roll, I'm not against it, man. I'm not against it. Klondike against the Giants, though. I forgot what that was in reference to. Hold on, I'm trying to see. Oh, T-Law or Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, if you like A-Rod more, I'm not against it. Washington is a better matchup. Where did they come in? They've got to be pretty far back against opposing quarterbacks, right? So, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers has the better matchup by, like, afar. I mean, by a lot. Yeah, I mean, Washington's the 23rd worst team in the league against quarterbacks. T-Law has got the 23rd. No. The opposite, right? Sorry, when I check these sometimes it gives me... So, the Giants are the 9th best team against opposing quarterbacks. Isn't that crazy? I mean, it's not really that crazy. They've been playing good football. Yeah, man, if you feel better about it... I mean, I do think this is Aaron Rodgers' best opportunity for his best fantasy game of the season, you know? Do you guys know Houston? Wow. Houston's playing really good against quarterbacks. Which we talked... I mean, they're the 8th best team in the league. I mean, sorry. I'm looking at things now. Okay, yeah, if you want to go Rodgers, I don't have a problem with it, man. I really don't. Would you go Otten or Ingram? I'd probably go Ingram. You're not against Kate Otten necessarily. But I like Ingram more. I think Ingram's... I've been on Ingram as a streaming option all week. I'll go Ingram. Give me Ingram. Randall Robinson or Duvernay? Man, Duvernay really disappointed last week. Really disappointed. 2.4 points against the Giants, but before having 12.8 in the week before. Is Bateman's out, right? He's questionable. If Bateman sits, go Duvernay. If not, take a chance on Randall. Ronnie, if Herbert at quarterback, then Kupp and Tyreek. All right, let's go, man. Let's go. Yeah, man. Keep rotating those running backs. CG, I'm 3-3. I think you hold, bro. I think your team's better overall if you hold, but trust your gut, man. Trust your gut. Steve, what's up, man? T. Higgins for Debo. It's a fair trade. Like, I don't know if it really changes either roster. So, go with whatever player you have more conviction in. You might Well, it could hurt you. You know, but you might want to consider seeing what happens this weekend with the Niners. You know? Which, like I said, I don't know. If we see... I don't know. It's just tough to say. Because we might have more involvement. I don't know. Because CMC is not going to be out there that much. Nah. That's a tough one. You might want to wait until after the weekend, though. I might prefer Debo here. I don't know. Like, here's a question to ask: is CMC going to open things up for Debo, or is he going to take away production potentially? You could see a little bit of both. I might go Debo here, though. It's a fair trade, but like I said, I just don't know how much it really changes each roster. Derrick Henry or CMC rest of the season. We got to wait and see what happens. I'd probably still go CMC, though. I still go CMC. Cup owner in my league is super thin at running back. I have Fournette and White and Swift and Williams. You think either of those plus Alec Pierce is a fair offer for Cup? Yeah. It is. It's a fair trade, yeah. Justin says Debo. Higgins has too much competition. That's fair, Justin. That's fair. Steve, okay, thanks. You just accepted the trade. Which side are you getting? You're getting Debo, right? I like Debo there. Do I start Brian Robinson or Kenyon Drake? What's up, Logan? I probably would go Kenyon Drake. I just always feel risky when I'm starting a Ravens running back, man. I always feel risky. But the Browns have been so bad against the position. He had 19.7 points last week. We don't know if Edwards is going to play. Justice Hill just came off the injury report, but he really hasn't shown a lot of production this year. It's just like, man, you never know what in the world the Ravens are going to do at the running back position. I would probably take a chance on Drake, but if you want a floor play, go Robinson. But where do the Packers? I'm checking things tonight, man. Quickest way for me to check is through the Yahoo Fantasy app, but where do the Packers come in against running backs? Yeah, I mean, they're pretty good. That's what I was expecting. Not one of the best, not one of the worst, but they're the 19th team in the league. They're pretty good. Robinson for a floor, Drake for upside. I'd probably go for the upside, go Drake. Do I start Dameon Pierce and Kenneth Walker and bench Swift, or play with fire and bench Pierce hoping Swift isn't limited on carries? A good question, George. I think the bigger issue here is that it's not a great matchup necessarily. Not a great matchup for Swift, right? I think that your concerns are fair in terms of being limited or still having issues with the injury overall, excuse me. But I probably just go Walker and Pierce here and see what happens with. I mean, Swift is the upside play, there's no doubt. But Walker's got a great matchup. Pierce has got a good matchup and has been playing very well, coming off a bye week. I guess Swift's coming off bye week too, but I'd probably just go Walker and Pierce. But if you feel like you're in a win now, or you're going up against a really good team and you need some potential upside, I go Kenneth Walker and Swift. Because I think Walker's matchup is too good to ignore. But it's very close here. Very close. I would probably just start Pierce and Walker. Like you said, you're playing with fire. But you got to, outside of the injury and potential, for Swift to be limited, you also got to look at the matchup. And the Cowboys have been very good against running backs. They're a good defense. So I would look at that as well. But it's a tough call there. I think regardless of who you start, you're definitely in a good position overall, right? Those are three great running backs. Get a Debo. My team is 1-5, so I need a jolt of life. Okay, I like it, man. I like it. Jets or Cincy defense? Yahoo's Jets at 9 and Cincy at 14. Michael, go with the Jets. Go with the Jets, man. They're going to have a good day. And you might see Russell Wilson out. It's potential Russell Wilson doesn't play. He's a game-time decision. And if he sits, Jets are going to have a field day, man. I'm telling you. I go the Jets regardless. I think Cincy is going to have a good day. But from a fantasy perspective, I think the Jets could cause more turnovers, which is going to equate to more fantasy points. Start Pearson Swift. Sorry, not Swift, I mean Walker. Start Pearson Walker, says Steve. Should I start Drake London or Kyle Pitts or both? Oh, God, Logan. I don't want you to start either of them. What are your other options? I don't like either of them this week. I just dropped Drake London in the league, and he was part of a trade I did. Man, it just sucks. Like, Drake London was having a great start to the season. It really sucks. I mean, 12.4, 24.6, 14.4 in the first 3 weeks, then 3.7, 7.57. What happened there, man? It's just a run-heavy team that really doesn't have upside as a whole. You get Cincinnati, Carolina, the Chargers, Carolina, Chicago, Washington, Pittsburgh. He could have some good games coming up. Good. But this week, I don't love him, bro. What kind of receiver could I get for a combo of Cooks and Miles Sanders? What you want to do here, George, is you want to look at teams that need a running back. Because Miles Sanders is not playing bad football at all. Miles Sanders is like, what, your RB10? Yep, RB10 in full PPR. Cooks, on the other hand, is like, you know, that's just like the icing on the cake, right? Like, Cooks has 2 double-digit performances on the year as a wide receiver 46, right? Like, that's like, you know, you're just giving them a receiver because you're hoping you get a receiver. So you want to look at teams in your league that are hurting at running back, and hopefully you can offload or, you know, leverage Miles Sanders, right? It really depends. I would look at teams out there that are RB light first, because who knows? They might have a lot of depth, right? They may have 1 or 2 really valuable receivers on the bench who they're more willing to trade. That if I wouldn't even think of bringing up tonight, you know. But just a general, right? To try and help. I mean, Devonta Smith, maybe Allen Lazard. Allen Lazard would be a great deal there, man, if you're light at receiver. I scrolled down pretty far. It's tough to say, man. Keenan Allen, but that's really risky. Really risky. Higgins has been coming up. Higgins will probably be fine. Metcalf or Lockett would be really nice, but I don't know if you'll pull it off. Like I said, man, it just depends. Go look at teams that really need a running back. Let's see. XRP case about to end. Buy now or forever forget. Wait, who's XRP, Justin? Dropped Garrett Wilson for Gus Edwards in 12-man PPR league. Good move. Both stashes. Yeah, that's fine to stash. Hey, in most leagues. Oh, hey, what's up, XX Lex? I didn't realize it was you. What's good, bro? What's up? What's up? And a lot of leagues, you can, like, I picked up Gus Edwards today, and I put him right on the IR and picked up another player. So, if you can do so, I think he's a good player to throw on your IR very quickly for the week and then stash away. But you might not be able to stash him for too long. Yeah, I mean, the Jets receivers just aren't being targeted, so I don't think it was a bad move. Also dropped Robert Woods for Gus Edwards. That's fine. That's fine. Good to see you, XXX. Michael just dropped London too. Yeah, I made a move for Donta Foreman. Yeah. Henry or Fournette rest of the season? Oh gosh. Dude, aren't they like neck and neck? Like, Henry's your RB8. Fournette's your RB5. I mean, Fournette's getting a ton of touches. A ton. touches. I'd probably go Fournette for now, but it's super close, bro. Super close. I mean, Derrick Henry gets Indy, Houston, Kansas City, Denver, Green Bay, Cincy, Philly, Jacksonville, Houston, Dallas. There's some good matchups in there. Undoubtedly. Fournette gets Carolina, Baltimore, the Rams, Seattle. A bye week, Cleveland, New Orleans, San Francisco, Cincinnati, Arizona, Carolina. I mean, similar. Good matchups in there. Bad matchups, too. I go Fournette by a hair, Zachary, but you can't really go wrong here. Logan, are we starting Randall, Robinson, or Thornton? Both are kind of, like, both are risky. Both are risky, man, you know. Based off matchup, I go Thornton, but both hold a lot of risk, right? Based off matchup, I'll go Thornton against the Bears. But, like, he still only has one productive game on the season. But, I mean, hey, Randall Robinson also only has one productive game on the season. So, but the Jaguars have played better against the position. It's just tough. It's tough, man. Full PPR, 733 points. Let's go. 2 flex. Lazard, Kenyon Drake, Robinson, Gallup, Everett, Reynolds. Thanks. We got you, bro. I go Lazard and Lockett in full PPR. Drake is fine, too. Like, if you want a running back over a receiver for the week. But I think Lockett and Metcalf bounce back against the Chargers. So I like Lockett. And Lazard is a lock for me. Lazard is a lock against Washington secondary. So that's my gut instinct. And really, like, for me, bro, like, there's arguments for Robinson, Gallup, and Everett. Maybe I don't really see Craig Reynolds being a starter over the rest of these players. But for me, like, it really comes down to Lazard, Kenyon Drake, and Lockett. For sure. For sure. So, I would go with a combination of those 3 players. And I feel pretty confident about it, too. Those are great flexes for the week, my guy. Lex, hope all is well, man. Everyone hit the like. Appreciate that, bro, man. Yeah, I hope you're doing great, man. It's always great to have you, bro. Always great to have you. All right, OG, what's up, man? Traded Higgins, Zeke, and Devonta and received Cup. I love the emojis. How did I do? I already have Hill and Amari Cooper. At running back, I have Chubb, Kamara, Mixon, Ramondre. Yeah, you're fine, bro. Yeah, it's a good trade. I mean, there's a lot of value and a lot of argument to be said about Higgins, Zeke, and Devonta Smith. But you got the wide receiver 1 on the season. And you're going to pair him with Tyreek Hill and Amari Cooper. And you have Chubb, Kamara. Like, your running back depth is super deep, bro. So, like, you're going to start Cooper Kupp. You're going to start Tyreek Hill. You're going to start Chubb and Kamara. Then you can flex Amari Cooper, Mixon, or Ramondre. Like, you're in a good position. You got the wide receiver 1 fantasy football. So, I would say it's a good trade, bro. Yeah. I guess Kupp has dropped back, right? Kupp has dropped back to wide receiver 2. But he can move up to wide receiver 1 at any time. Above Diggs had a huge week in week 6 at 30 points. Kupp had just 16.7. So, I mean, I'll still take the wide receiver 2 in fantasy. So, yeah, I think it's a good trade, my guy. Should I start Latavius Murray or Donta Foreman? I go Latavius Murray. Because we still don't quite know if Chuba's going to get touches. And, like, the Buccaneers' run defense has been really good. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously not a great situation here. But I'll go Latavius Murray. And I don't even like him against the Jets. But I think he should get more touches. And I still like his matchup more than the Bucs. But I know you don't like either option either. Gano or Folk, my kicker's on bye. I don't research kickers enough. Yeah, Michael, Steven always drops our must-start kickers for the week. So if you want to go check out his video, obviously he'll give you some good in-depth breakdown. He pays really close attention to the kicker position on a weekly basis. But I would go Nick Folk. I'll go Nick Folk. But I think Gano is probably going to have a good week as well. Both are fine. I would look at it this way, though. Like, I think Nick Folk is, like, kind of the floor in playing. Gano has a little bit more upside because I do think that the Patriots are going to have a much better night against the Bears. But I don't know how many. Like, I think they have an easier game script where they won't have to kick as many field goals. Where I could see the Giants-Jaguars getting a little bit more dicey. And, you know, the Giants having to kick more field goals in that game as opposed to scoring touchdowns, if that makes sense. So I might go Graham Gano, but I think Nick Folk is going to have a really good week. You really can't go wrong here, man. You really can't go wrong, Michael. Gano and Folk are both great starts. Greg Dulcich or Hunter Henry this week are likely if Andrews doesn't play. Ooh, I like the likely call. Oh, man, that's tough. Hunter Henry, what are we going to do with you, bro? Let's see. Bears defense that ranks 19th against opposing tight ends this season. So they're not awful in terms of Hunter Henry. Where do the Jets come in? Oh, man. I mean, you got to keep in mind, Greg Dulcich only had 3 targets and 2 receptions. One of them just happened to be a long touchdown. So it's a good, I mean, it's a great start. You know, I might go likely. But then if Andrews does play, you could really flip a coin here, Lex. I know I'm not giving you a great answer here, my guy, but it's a tough call. It's a tough call. I really think you're going to end up flipping a coin here, man. It's just... It's rough. Man, those are really the only options. You don't have like a Hayden Hurst floating around, or Tanyan got picked up by a lot of people, man. Hayden Hurst is my favorite stream of the week. Because Atlanta's been really bad against tight ends. Man, I brought up Jon Dawson in the tight end video. And then I had some issues with the tight end video getting put out, and it didn't release till after last night's game. And I thought he was a good stream this week, and I should have harped more on that, man. The Cardinals have played really bad against tight ends, and they did the same thing last year. Should I trade Debo for a running back with sub G the X? Running backs are Jacobs, Connor, Stevenson, CH. Wide receivers are Amon-Ra, D-Hop, Gabe, Dave. Debo. So if you trade Debo, you got Jacobs, Connor, Stevenson, CH. I would keep Debo. You're 4-2. I keep Debo, man, because you can play Debo. You can play D-Hop. You can flex Amon-Ra or Gabe Davis, right? And then he can start Josh Jacobs and Ramondre Stevenson. I think Ramondre Stevenson's going to be a start the rest of the year. You know, if I was more worried about him, because I think he'll be fine even when Damian Harris is playing. I would hold your team the way it is, man. I really would. You know, if he had a losing record, then maybe it'd be a little bit different. But I would hold. I would hold personally. George, for more context, I own Barkley, Swift, Pierce, Sanders, Walker at running back, starting Higgins and Cooks this week since A.J. Brown is on bye. So I was going to trade Sanders so I don't have to play Cooks. Yeah, with that running back room, I would trade Sanders. Yeah, I mean, I like Miles Sanders a lot, man. But if you have Barkley, Swift, Pierce, Sanders, and Walker, yeah, you can move on from one of the above. And I think Sanders is fine to move on from, as much as I like him. Pick one, Jeff Wilson, Monty, or Mostart. Oh, Mostart. I go Mostart. Yeah, I don't know if we can trust Wilson this weekend. I could see Wilson scoring a touchdown. I just think the ceiling's capped. Herbert, no. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong. Monty against the Pats, I don't love. I go Raheem Mostart as the biggest ceiling play. Brian Robinson, Foreman, or Herbert this week. I go Brian Robinson for sure. I go Robinson for sure. Lex, no Hurst or Tani. Almost played Jawan. Oh, man, that makes me feel bad. Yikes, man. I might just go Hunter Henry there. Is it full PPR? Is Sanders for Godwin fair? It is fair. Yeah. And like in your situation, I don't think it hurts you, bro. Should I do James Robinson or Latavius Murray? That's so tough, bro. I might go James Robinson because I think it's a more competitive game script. But this is a really tough call, bro. Like when you're in a situation like this, you're just crossing your fingers. Whatever running back you play scores touchdown, you know? And either of these running backs could score a touchdown. It's just like, you know, my guess is just as good as yours. So I think you follow your conviction. I might start James Robinson here. But it's really tough, man. Robinson's been trending downward. It's tough, man. Like, you could flip a coin and it could give you as good of an answer as me. You know, I'm going to be honest with you guys when we're in a situation like that. Like, you're really crossing your fingers for someone to score a touchdown. You know, and it's like, it's tough, right, when we're looking at the matchups, you know. Because Latavius Murray versus the Jets isn't great. James Robinson versus the Giants is also not great. You know, they're not bad starts, but they're not great starts. I might go James Robinson because I think it's a better game script, especially if Russell Wilson's out. Stevenson, CMC, Walker, pick 2 for the week. Crazy, I have to ask this. Yikes. Go Walker and Stevenson. Guys, how many people are going to regret sitting CMC? I guess is the question we're going to have to ask. Like, what if they just, like, because I mean, the Chiefs have not been good against running backs, and, like, I think the Niners will hang in this game. This Chiefs defense just bends and bends and bends, and they break, man. So, like, what if the Niners get in the red zone, you know, 5 times in this game? How, like, there's no way, even if CMC's not familiar with the offense, that Kyle Shanahan is not just like, all right, let's give him the ball. Like, you know, here's a basic play, run it. Like, you know, like, don't get me wrong, I can see Jeff Wilson getting involved as well, but how many of us are going to regret, you know, sitting CMC? Maybe we get a better idea, like, tomorrow night or Sunday, like, in terms of what the usage is going to look like. But it's just tough. It's tough. Stevenson and Walker are fine. I think you start Walker no matter what. I like him against the Chargers defense. Maybe go CMC, but if you go Stevenson, it's fine. Oh, gosh. Yeah, Samuel, it's tough, bro. George, I know my league and they overvalue players, so I feel like it's overpaying to have to include Cooks to Dubes to get Godwin. Yeah, I mean, if you can just trade Sanders for Godwin, I like that more, man. And quite frankly, you might even be able to move on from Cooks after that trade. All right. Offered Kelsey for CMC. Thank God they declined. Yeah. You want to keep CMC there. I mean, I'm sorry. You want to keep Kelsey for sure. Diggs, what's up, bro? Jefferson on a bye. Do I flex Dylan, Juju, or DJ Moore? Ooh. I'm not starting DJ Moore this week. I'm just not. I just don't see a good game script there. I mean, I guess the Panthers will be playing from behind, and theoretically, PJ Walker is going to be looking DJ Moore's way. And full PPR, like, you can take that risk, but, like, I don't want you to. I might go Juju here, coming off a good game. Oh, you got Kenyon Drake. Go Kenyon Drake. I mean, Dobbins is out. The Browns have been awful. Go Kenyon running backs. You think CMC will start for the 49ers? If not, do I put Pierce in Indy? I got Jimmy G, Chase Adams, Hall, Pierce, and Ertz. CMC's probably not going to start, Dirty Bandit, to answer your question. But will CMC play a little bit? Yeah, he'll play a little bit. Is his ceiling capped? Yeah, but when we look at this team, you got Jimmy G, you got Chase Adams, Hall, Pierce, Ertz. I mean, like, you've got a good team. I think you can risk it. I think this is a lineup that you can risk it and you can put CMC in. But if you don't want to risk it, man, then Alec Pierce is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with Alec Pierce. So it just kind of depends. Do you want upside there or not? Because the rest of your team's good. Especially if you're just... if Jimmy G's just a streaming option for you. And hopefully you have like Jalen Hurts on the squad too, man. All right, man. All right, I'm going to start winding it down by 1 a.m. just so you guys know. Because I'm tired, guys. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I meant to get a power nap in and I didn't. Like a little half-hour power nap with the baby and I didn't do it. So. But I will be on tomorrow night. And we should have a nice little late night stream tomorrow night, man. All right. Henry and Debo are Kupp and Godwin. Oh, Kupp. Like, Kupp just stands out in the trade to me as much as I like Henry and Debo. It depends, Zachary. It depends if you need the running back in Henry more, or if you need the wide receiver depth more. Both are good. Both sides are good, though. Dirty Bandit, Cousins is my main QB. Well, the rest of the team looks really good. I was worried when I was thinking about the bias. I was like, oh, man, well, not that Cousins has been awful, but, like, the upside's not there, you know. Mr. Curly Wolf, what's good, bro? Kamara and Olave are keeping my hopes alive. Need ETN to smash the Giants' run defense. Dak is back in revenge Gerald Seattle game. Man, and Seattle's been awful against the run, so I like Gerald Everett a lot this week. I mean, against opposing tight ends. Gerald Everett. Yeah, man. A good little lineup. I like Wolf. Deontay or Juju this week? Deontay's a better floor. But Juju holds some upside after last week. So, it's tough to say. Tough to say. Will Scotty Barnes do good this season? I don't know enough about I don't know enough about basketball to answer that. But if he's on your fantasy basketball team, I hope so. Deontay Johnson or Juju. Oh, sorry, I just read that. Only other trade options is Mike Williams based on the RB needy teams. I mean, I don't mind Mike Williams. I think Mike Williams is going to have a good week, so I don't mind him. But try to do, you know, an RB for receiver straight up. But honestly, even Miles Sanders and Cooks for Williams is not that bad of a trade. Ghost Hunter, what do you think of this trade? What's up, Ghost Hunter? Evans, Godwin, Hunt, and Zeke for CMC. Wow. Oh, I didn't know. Okay. For CMC, Ramondre, Damian Harris, and Peoples-Jones. Okay, I'm sorry. My top backs are Zeke and Hunt, so it'd be a massive upgrade. It depends if you have the receiver depth or not, you know. Depends, like, how bad does losing Evans and Godwin hurt you is really the question you have to ask. If it doesn't hurt you that badly, then I'm not against it because you get CMC and you get the Patriots backfield. If it hurts your receiver depth, then I don't love it necessarily. But I'm not against it. I mean, it just depends on your receivers. Do I start Brady or Dak this week? Dak let me down week 1 with the injury. That's fair. You know, I think Dak actually holds the upside. Dak against the Lions definitely has more. Because, like, Brady's got a great matchup, but I just don't know how competitive, you know, this game's going to be between the Bucs and the Panthers. So, like, I don't know how much Brady's really going to have to do. Could he come out and throw for 2 touchdowns and call it a day? Yeah. Will that still get you a safe fantasy stat line? Yeah. But if you want some upside, I mean, Dak against the Lions is probably the better matchup overall. Robert Woods got dropped in my league. Smart to drop. Latavius, him and DJ Moore are my only droppable players. Are you asking to pick up Robert Woods? I mean, yeah, you can drop either, but just keep in mind if DJ Moore gets traded, you probably don't want to lose him, you know, because he could be in a really good position. So if you don't need RB depth, I'd probably just drop Latavius Murray. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to start winding it down for the night. Just dropped my phone, but we'll survive. I hope this stream has been okay on your guys' end. It's like coming up. The stream's not coming up. I don't know if it's coming up laggy or what, but I'm going to take a look at that, and I think it's fine. I've been having some weird stuff happen with my PC, so in terms of like internet connection, so I'm not sure, but I hope there was no quality issues with the stream tonight. It looks fine on Streamlabs for me, but when I had YouTube pulled up, it looked kind of janky. I don't know. So I hope there's been no issues, guys. But I am gonna I don't know what's going on with. Hopefully nothing crazy for you guys on your end, but no one has said anything. So usually if there's something going on, someone will bring it up. But hopefully all is good. Yeah, I'm watching the replay. It doesn't look bad. I don't know. Anyways, I'll go ahead and take one or two more questions if you guys have them, and then we'll sign off for the night. Full PPR, I think you could get Kamara for Debo and some RB. He's 1-5, has no receivers. Yeah, that'd be a good trade. Diggs, I thought it was my phone. Yeah, I can't tell. I'm watching the replay, and it looks fine. Weird. Now I don't know. Maybe it was a little laggy. That's so weird. I'm going to like do some resets on everything. I hope it wasn't that bad throughout the stream. Looks like it was just like the last couple minutes here. I don't know. I'll do some quality checks and see what I can come up with, man. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and close out for the night, though. I appreciate you guys being here, man. Thank you guys so much for all the fantasy questions. Thank you guys for the fantasy discussion. I should have a video dropping tomorrow for you guys. So make sure you guys check that out. Ghost Hunter, it depends, right? If it doesn't hurt your receiver depth, I'm not against it. It depends on how badly you would need to keep Evans and Godwin. It depends on that. But I'm not against it if it doesn't hurt your receiver depth, man. It seems to be a must-start regardless of usage. Depends on who else you have, Zachary. But I think his ceiling's capped. But I don't think he's a bad play necessarily. So it depends. It depends. His ceiling's capped. Depends on who else you have. He's a perfectly fine flex. But yeah. It depends on who else you have. I don't mind starting him this week. I really don't, though. All right, guys. Hit me up on Discord. Link is in the description down below if you guys haven't joined the Discord. Hit me up on Instagram. Link is also in the description down below if you guys need anything. Like I said, I'll have a video dropping for you guys tomorrow. Then I'll be on tomorrow night as well. And then I'll be on Sunday before the game. So we'll have plenty of time to get your guys' rosters right. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight, man. Hit that like button on the way out. Of course, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Like I said, check out the links down below. And hit me up if you guys need anything. I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. And that'll do it for tonight's stream, man. Thank you guys so much for being here, man. Shout out to all the new subscribers. Welcome to the Catch Fam. Appreciate you guys, man. I really, really do. And welcome to the Catch Fam. Love to have you guys. So that'll do it for tonight. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. So appreciate you, Diggs. Appreciate you guys, everyone who's here tonight. Thank you guys so much for the fantasy conversation, for all the fantasy questions. That'll do it, man. It's late. I'm feeling it. Sorry for the, I don't know if the stream got laggy there at the end. I'm sorry, guys. I really am. So, all right, guys, hit me up if you guys need anything, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Everyone be safe. Enjoy your weekend. And that'll do it, man. With that, I'll say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch. And